Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 9, Forest and Wildlife Resources, lecture number 3. Friends, up to now in this chapter, we have discussed about the important resources, why these resources are important, what is natural resources, why these forest and wildlife resources are considered as an important resource for any country, why resources play an important role in the development of any country. Friends, we discussed about the resources in our previous lectures. Even in chapter number 8, we discussed in detail about the natural resources. First of all, we understood the meaning of resources, that what is resources. When we talked about resources, anything that comes in our use or that is fulfilling our need is considered as a resource. We learned about the natural resource. Anything that is grown naturally without human participation and that is fulfilling our need, that is considered as a natural resource. Rivers, mountains, forest, wildlife, these are some of the best examples of these natural resources. In previous chapter we also discussed about the different types of resources: natural resource, man-made resource, human resource, renewable resource, non-renewable resource. We also discussed about the classification of resources. Friends, in this chapter we learned in the previous part about the definition of forest. We discussed about what is forest, what is virgin vegetation. We discussed about the forest, that what is forest. A group of trees, scrubs or grass grown in any particular region is known as forest. Second, that we understood, that is the definition of virgin vegetation. The vegetation that is grown naturally, without the efforts of human, without human participation, that is known as virgin vegetation. Friends, after that we discussed about the classification of forest, in which we learned the classification of forest with the help of the chart, in which we understood that the classification of forest is done in the two ways: classification on the basis of administration and classification on the basis of ownership, management and administration. Under classification of administration, the forests are divided again into three parts, that is reserved forest, protected forest and the classified forest. On the other side, on the classification on the basis of ownership, management and administration, again the forests are divided into three parts, that is the private forest, communal forest and state forest. Friends, we discussed in the previous lecture in detail about these types of forest. That what is the types of forest? We started from the classification on the basis of administration, in which we learned about the reserved forest. That what is reserved forest? These are the forests in which restriction is there in collecting the woods, grazing of animals, and these forests are under the direct control of the government. That is called the reserved forest. We learned about the protected forest, in which we discussed that here the local people are allowed to collect the woods for the animal grazing, and these forests are under the direct control of the local administration, that is known as protected forest. We discussed about the unclassified forest, the forests that are not still classified into any category, reserved or protected. Here there is no restriction of cutting of trees or grazing of animals. That type of forests are considered as unclassified forest. Then we looked on the second part, that is according to the classification, according to the ownership, administration and management. in which we learned about the state forest, in which these type of forests are under the control of central or state government. Maximum forest of our country falls in this category. Then we discussed about communal forest, in which the ownership of this communal forest is in the hand of local self-government institutions like Gram Panchayat, municipalities, district Panchayat, etc. And the third, that is the private forest, in which here these forest lands are owned by the individuals, and that is why it is known as private forest. Most of the forest of this category are in haphazard manner, found in the haphazard manner, not in proper condition, and mostly they are found as in a barren condition, banjar जिसको कहते हैं. So friends, up to now we have understood this. Now let us cover the today's topic, that is about deforestation. Friends, today's topic that we are going to cover, that is deforestation and its impacts. Deforestation and its impacts. Friends, let us understand about deforestation and its impact. First of all, let us start with deforestation. What is deforestation? Here it is said the destruction of forest is called deforestation. The destruction of forest is called deforestation. The destruction of forest means the maximum cutting of trees in the forest, that is considered as deforestation. Deforestation is considered as a global problem. Friends, here it is said that this deforestation is considered as a global problem. Means it is not the problem of any particular one single country, but this problem is faced by maximum countries of the world, and that is why it is said that this problem, that is the problem of deforestation, is considered as the global problem. Here it is said that it occurs in two ways. If we say it occurs in two ways. One is due to natural reasons. First one is that is due to natural reasons, and the second is due to man-made reasons, and the second one is due to man-made reasons. Here, when we are talking about deforestation, friends, it is said that this deforestation occurs in two ways. First is due to natural reasons, means these forests are destroyed by natural factors like the lightning, forest fire. Forest fire can either happen due to man-made or it can also happen naturally. So friends, here it is said that this deforestation can be occurred in two ways. Due to natural reason also this deforestation can happen, or it can be done through man-made. So the reason of deforestation can be in two ways, man-made as well as the natural reason. If we talk about the natural calamities natural calamities such as forest fire, flood, drought, etc. may destroy forests naturally. Friends, here it is said that some of the natural calamities like natural disaster, natural calamities like forest fire, flood is there, drought is there. Due to such kind of natural calamities, many times these forests are destroyed. Deforestation occurs due to these natural calamities, and that is why these play as an important role as natural calamities. On the other hand, if we talk on the other hand, as the man progresses, and the nation develops, as the man progresses and the nation develops, the forest gets cut off. So here on the other side, the man progresses and the nation develops, the forest gets cut off. This is man-made reason of deforestation. Man progresses and the nation is also developing, and due to that development, the trees are being cut, the forests are getting destroyed, and this is the man-made reason. The rate of natural destruction of forest, the rate of natural destruction of forest is quite less compared to man-made reasons. If we talk about the rate of this natural destruction, the natural destruction of forest is quite less than the man-made reason. That means the maximum deforestation occurs due to this man-made reason, right? And friends, so here you understood about deforestation. Now let us understand about the impact of this deforestation. Now friends, about impacts of deforestation. Let us understand about the impacts of this deforestation. If we talk about this deforestation causes very far-reaching effects. Here it is said deforestation causes very far-reaching effects. It increases, if we talk about deforestation, it increases the quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Due to deforestation, the quantity of carbon dioxide is increased in the atmosphere, and that is why we do not get pure oxygen. Friends, here it is said lack of oxygen is experienced due to this deforestation. It increases the quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Greenhouse effect becomes more severe. If we talk about the greenhouse effect over here, the greenhouse effects become more severe. Soil erosion also takes place. Soil erosion also takes place due to it. Farm fertility decreases. Even the farm fertility also decreases, as we learned in the previous chapter number 8, that the soil fertility, soil erosion. For soil erosion, we need to grow more and more trees because the roots of the trees holds the soil for a longer time. So here, if deforestation occurs, then the soil erosion takes place over there, and that also decreases the farm fertility. Farm fertility is also decreasing. The forests of peninsular India, if we talk about the forests that are present in the peninsular India, have mainly decreased due to deforestation. The forests of the peninsular India have decreased due to this deforestation. Due to deforestation, many living organisms due to deforestation, many living organisms have lost their abodes. Abodes means the living place, their natural habitat. Due to deforestation, many living organisms have lost their abodes. For example, as we know that wild, this is the home of the wild animal. Forest is the home of the wild animals and birds and many creatures. If this deforestation occurs, such kind of living organism, they lost their abodes. Then here it is said, moreover, with increasing population, the areas of humans are expanding. Moreover, the areas of humans are expanding, and merging with forest. Moreover, as the population is increasing, now these areas of humans, they are merging with the forest. Forests are being cut and they are converted into the human settlements. Friends, here it is said that as a result, the wild animals have started entering, as a result of the deforestation, the wild animals have started entering urban settlements The wild animals have started entering the urban settlement in search of food and water. In search of food and water means many a times we see lots of animals entering into the human settlements near where the people live, that is in urban settlement. Carnivorous animals, all the carnivorous animals entering human areas and also that killing them and their domestic animals, killing them and their domestic animals have become quite common now. Due to this deforestation, these carnivorous animals in search of food and water, they enter into the human settlement. They come in the conflict with humans. Due to that reason, many a times we see the occasions where the humans as well as the domestic animals are killed by these carnivorous animals. Such kind of incidents we see nowadays, it becomes very common. So friends, these were some of the impact of deforestation. So friends, you might have understood about deforestation and its impacts today. We'll learn about other topics in our next lecture. Thank you.